Are there other things you do to kind of keep yourself as the creator in your life? Because I know there are people as well that not that I cut them out of my life, but I limit sometimes what access they can have to my narrative. Are there things you do to keep yourself as the creator beyond limiting the feed and things like that?
Curate. I have an incredible group of friends, just a wonderful, wonderful group of local in-person friends, none of them in this business. Most of them have no clue what I do for a living, but I have this group of friends, and they're all creative and they're all creators. They're not on social media creating, but they're all creative in their lives. And then also, I have my extended like my family of choice. That's like my mastermind, and I'm in a couple other masterminds. I have my own mastermind, my Platinum Plus mastermind. I'm in a couple other masterminds of peers, and they're there are three different families of choice of people that are inspiring me, that are doing amazing things in the world. And then I've got my own, flesh and blood family, and it's the same, and you know what? There are people in my extended flesh and blood family that I really don't interact with, because we have to guard our inner narrative. We have to guard the stories that we're creating and that we tell ourselves. And it's really easy to be negatively impacted by people that are telling, that have a narrative that isn't quite so uplifting.
Dan, tell me, do you actually have anything that you do in terms of keep protecting your narrative or keeping that narrative as a creator?
I think one super intentional one for me, which is quite a long time ago now, actually, was deleting any and all social media apps off my phone. And I think, to me, I heard someone talk about it recently as allowing there to be times where nothing's happening. Like, I think, you go out to eat, and, not like going out to a meal with you. I'm just talking like grabbing lunch at a pretty quick place. By myself, I'm grabbing lunch. But you order, and it's just such a natural thing now. You order your food, and you got 4 minutes, 5 minutes before your burrito or your burger or whatever is ready. And you go sit down, and the natural instinct, right, is you whip out your phone. And it's still, even without social media apps, it's still super easy to whip it out, check email, check Slack, check, whatever. But I think there's a lot of power in just having those moments where you're not actually doing something. Or you just have those moments where you sit there and just like watch the world around you, see what's happening. Let yourself have those moments, or I let myself have those moments where I'm not actively focusing on something. I'm not trying to fill a space. I'm saying the fact that there is nothing happening for these few minutes is completely okay. And there's not a need to be entertained 100% of the time, because honestly, social media is not entertaining, right? It's filling your time with the hope of being entertained. I think for the most part on social media, you're flipping it open, you're scrolling through it. It's not like I never go on social media, but I try to make it so that it's a little bit less accessible. I don't always do it, but I try to even like log out and make there be an extra step, or I try to, a lot of times I try to make there be an extra step where I actually have to, it's like my computer remembers all the passwords and everything like that. I just click log in, but it gives you an extra step, right? So if I subconsciously open Facebook, and like, you ever do a thing where like, say you go to Facebook, you go to Insta or whatever, and you're like, all right, I'm done with this, and you close it. And then like 10 seconds later, you reopen it and you're like, why did I do that? I just decided I wasn't going to do this anymore, but it's habit. So you have that moment where you have to take that extra little step to engage, to make it an intentional choice, to be like, hey, I'm going to go on this platform right now, and I'm going to spend a little bit of time there. And it's not saying that that's inherently a bad thing, but to me, it's been valuable making it a choice. It's been trying to make it a little less of a automatic thing that I just do because I'm not doing something for 1 minute, like sometimes literally 1 minute of time. There's not something coming into my brain. So I'm just trying to say, hey, that's okay.
I was just thinking about the interview we had with Emma and Eleanor, Jeff, because for a lot of their people, they have a very successful app with like 80,000 some odd people on it or whatever. But one of the first things they do is tell their people to replace where their most favorite kind of addictive social media app is on their phone with their app. So that habit you just mentioned of, I'm going to get out of this, but then you're all of a sudden scrolling Instagram again, and you just naturally go on there. Instead, it's training your body and your brain and all those things have been hardwired to go to this new thing that is supporting you in a way that you actually want to be supported. And their community is amazing. If you haven't listened, go listen to that episode. It has so much about community building, and that was one little thing they did. But I think about that for just, our people and our launch club, being able to get into our app that we use for launch club and stuff. And, how many of us could we do that same thing? Instead of opening Facebook, we open like a mindfulness app, or we open something that really serves us, and just replacing that area on the phone physically, moving the apps around and putting something you want in there instead. Again, that's creating your own economy within your phone. You're creating your own attention system within your phone. That creator of your attention going to the right places. I think that's the big theme of this episode. Hey, Launch family, one more thing before you go. We have some free launch resources for anyone who wants them over at getyouLaunched.com. You just enter your email, we'll send it out to you, and we can help you get launched. Thanks again for listening. We'll catch you next time.